All right, yo, what is up? Welcome. Today, we are cracking open the user's guide to your entire social life. No joke. We're diving into social psychology, which is just the science of how we think, how we influence each other, and how we connect. Think of it like this. It is the ultimate cheat code for figuring out why people, including you, do the wild things they do. But let's be real for a second. I know what you're thinking. Dude, social psychology? Isn't that just common sense, right? You see something happen in the world and your brain just goes, well, obviously. Today, we're going to put that exact idea on trial. See, here's the deal. Your brain is running on this kind of social operating system. It's a bunch of big ideas that are always humming in the background, making calls for you. You don't even notice them, but I promise, once you see what they are, you are going to see them everywhere. Okay, so data idea number one of your brain's OS. We literally build our own social reality. Just think about the last big game you watched against your school's rival. The ref makes a super sketchy call. You and your friends are up, screaming, "Are you kidding me? We got robbed!" But you look over at the other team's fans, and they're all nodding, thinking it was a great call. It's the exact same play, the two totally different realities. That's because we're all watching life through our own set of filters. And that slides right into the second big idea, social intuition. Your gut feeling. It's basically your brain on autopilot. It's super powerful, it's crazy fast, and it lets you make split-second judgments. But, you know the thing about autopilot? Sometimes it flies you right into a mountain. And that's the thing, our gut can be so wrong. We're terrified of a plane crash, but don't think twice about hopping in a car, even though that car ride is way, way more dangerous statistically. Or you get in a fight with someone and you are 100% positive you know how it started, when in reality, our memories can be super sketchy. Your gut feeling is a great tool, for sure, but sometimes you gotta double check its work with some actual thinking. And on top of that, social influences are a beast. Man, we are social creatures. The situation you're in, your culture, a pressure from your friends, that stuff has a huge pull. It's why some dumb challenge goes viral on TikTok, or why you might just go along with the group, even when you know it's a bad idea. These aren't just little suggestions, they are powerful forces shaping our behavior. Which brings us all the way back to that common sense problem. If our gut is shaky and situations has so much control, and why does everything feel so dang obvious after it happens? Well, welcome to the I knew it trap. It's maybe the biggest reason social psychology is so important. The official name for this is hindsight bias. It's this weird tendency we all have to look back on something and feel like, oh yeah, that was totally predictable. We convince ourselves the outcome was obvious the whole time. Your brain is basically the undefeated, undisputed world champion of saying, told you so, after a crazy plot twist in a show, or a surprise breakup, or a wild election. There's a little voice in your head that goes, yep, saw that coming a mile away, but did you really? Check out this classic example. Before the verdict came down in the O.J. Simpson trial, people were all over the place, totally split on what would happen. But the second that not guilty verdict was read, bam. Researchers found that way more people suddenly remembered that they knew it was going to go that way all along. That's hindsight bias, and it's dangerous, because it makes us cocky and makes us blame people for not seeing something that only seems obvious now. So if we can't trust our gut all the time, and we can't trust our I knew it memories, how in the world do we figure out what's actually true? It's simple. You gotta get the receipts. And in science, the receipts are called research methods. And there are two main ways we get them. First, you've got correlational research. This is basically a vibe check. It just looks at two things and asks, hey, are you two connected? When one of you goes up, does the other one go up too? Then you have experimental research. This is the big one. This is where you actually try to prove that one thing causes the other thing. This isn't a vibe check. This is the actual documented cause and effect receipt. The problem is, it is so easy to get these two mixed up. Let me hit you with a real and kind of hilarious example. A real survey once found that kids who grew up eating Frosted Flakes had lower cancer rates than kids who ate oatmeal. So, what's the deal? Does that mean Frosted Flakes cures cancer? Is Tony the Tiger secretly a medical legend? Nah, of course not. And listen up, because this might be the most important thing you learn. Correlation is not causation. Say it with me. Correlation is not causation. Just because two things aren't hanging out together doesn't mean one caused the other. There's usually a sneaky third variable crashing my party. In the cereal example, that third variable was age. See, Frosted Flakes is a newer cereal, so the people who ate it were just younger. And cancer most affects older people. So it had nothing to do with the cereal. It was age all along. Here's another one real quick. Researchers went to old cemeteries and found the link between how tall a person's tombstone was and how long they lived. Taller, more expensive gravestones meant a longer life. So what, does buying a stiff tombstone make you live longer? No. The third variable is money. Wealthy people could afford a big tombstone, and they could afford better food and doctors. That's why they live longer. Okay, so we've gone through gut feeling, the I knew it trap, and the difference between a vibe check and a real receipt. So what? Why should you care about any of this? Because my friend, understanding this stuff is like unlocking a brand new social superpower. This is your new social psych toolkit. Number 1, you know yourself better. You know when your gut is onto something and when you need to slow down and think. Number 2, you can understand other people better, because now you can see the invisible situations that might be pushing them around. And number 3, you upgrade your judgment. You can spot the difference between two things that are just connected and one thing that actually caused another. So you see, this stuff is so much more than common sense. It's the instruction manual. It's the rules of the game we're all playing. So I'll just leave you with this question. Now that you know a few of the secret rules, what are you going to notice about your own social world tomorrow? What are you going to see differently? Think about it. Thanks for watching.